Hello, today is December 2nd, 2023. As always, we'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, make some predictions. We'll take a look at the long-term picture too. It's the weekend. Well, this is my plan for Monday. Monday is the 4th of December. Just remember, I can change my plan. My plan can be dead wrong, and if you're going to risk money on my call, just remember they can be completely wrong. On Friday, I looked for the pattern with the early low, which is this, and Monday should have the early high. We said that there was a good chance, but not a lock, that we could drop right from the open. We did. We thought we'd have a chance to undercut this low, but that didn't happen, and we said that even if we dropped right from the open, there were still higher targets, which we saw some of them print. This is just a reminder of what we said. We did drop right from the open. These are the patterns I'm looking for next week. Well, early on, MEJT said ultimately higher prices would print. That certainly wasn't the next move, but the drop was called false. The system said we'd go higher. We did go higher. Said this drop wouldn't stick, and that didn't. But now it says this rally's not for keeps, and we're going to retrace to this line, which is 45.7275. Now, as always, if we gap up, the price remains on the table, but not the time. Gapping up's entirely possible, but it's a bit negative, and in addition to the lower target, we had an all-day rally and couldn't clear the midday high. That means the last few hours didn't accomplish much. Especially on a Friday, it's cause for concern for a bull because it's hard for people to go against an established trend on a Friday, especially when you've broken out of a consolidation. You'd expect this to follow through if it were the real thing. But of course, time doesn't run out until Monday's open. We open up here, all is forgiven. If we don't open up here, if we don't gap up strongly, I'm looking for my target, 45.7275. That's the call for Monday if we don't gap up. Let's take a look at the long-term picture. I switched on Thursday to my alternate count, making that the preferred count. You can see we have perfect balance of the waves. Everything is great if you like Fibonacci, and by this count, we had wave A, which lasted quite some time. Wave B lasted quite some time. And whether this is A of C or C itself, that low should hold, and we should have a decent rally. And if you wait long enough, you should make money. I do have a target around 5,087, but we're not going to worry about that now. We're not going to print that Monday. We finally had a close over prior highs. This just needs confirmation by going past Friday's close by 1 cent. We can't go past Friday's close by 1 cent. That's negative and there's a false break. We'll find that out Monday. Any way you count this, I can't count this move as being over, even if we drop on Monday. We're still butting up against this resistance. We have resistance and support between these lines. You can see how we're trading between these lines, and now we're right up against the higher of those two lines. We should go at least 230 points over the red trend line. If we hit it Monday, that's 46.11. That's only 16 points away. That 15.5, that's not too far. So it isn't a stop and reverse. It's a target. But the pattern, this breakout over this trend line, doesn't have to go any higher than that to be satisfied, so I look for a resistance if we hit 46.11. Well, Monday's pattern has the early high regardless of where we open. Typically it's a bearish day with a low in the final hour, but if it's strong, more strength should follow. We have a lower MEJT target. If we don't keep up smartly, the rules call for it to print by early Tuesday. Now, it's entirely possible we gap up as we closed over a consolidation despite having numerous opportunities to break lower. If that isn't invalidated fast by gapping down, that's a pretty good break. Now, Friday's close butted up against the GAN fan line, and if we maintain the gap, not just gapping, but maintaining it throughout the day over that line, would add further fuel to the bullish case. We've been calling for at least a 230 handle move over declining trend line. That number for Monday is 46.11 cash, and there's a square of 9 target at 46.10, so there's resistance in that area, and that really isn't too far away. So if we hit it, it's not a sell, but it's a chance to look for resistance and see what happens. If we gap up there, it's kind of tough to call that an entry point until we've broken past it and then validated it. Sentiment indicators are on a sell. Too many bulls. They can stay that way for days to weeks before paying off, but bulls should be aware that we're close to resistance. Now, December isn't the time to look for big pullbacks in the market. I think any drop here is going to recover, and I still have higher targets, but we're close to resistance, and if we don't break over this early Monday, I still think we're going to see 45.72.75. Any drop here should recover, though I think we have a ways to go on the upside. I just take things a day at a time. So pattern Monday with the early high, and that's today's call.